Hey everyone, welcome back to another YouTube video. If you don't know me, my name is Abdul. I'm a junior doctor in London, the co-founder of Scrubbed In, and an NHS clinical entrepreneur. This week, I want to talk about the power of exposure and discoverability and how you can land a job through the DMs. In this day and age, especially with the Gen Z and millennial community, I believe having an online presence is so important. Over the last few weeks and months, I have seen something amazing. I have seen people literally quit their jobs online and land another job all through platforms like Instagram and Twitter. And I believe this is because these individuals have an amazing online experience and they are in the prime position to be discovered. And the funny thing is, to get the same very job a few years ago, you would have had to go to the company website, made an application, submitted your CV, probably got interviewed, had to set an assessment, and then got the job of your dreams. But now this all happens literally on your Twitter feed through the DMs. And I'll tell you why. When you have an online presence, people can easily see your interests, your hobbies, the people you follow, the people that follow you, what you've been working on, your previous projects. It's as if it's an online CV that updates itself in real time. And we need to make the most of it. In a world that is so driven by digital technology, it is the perfect place to make yourself discoverable and give yourself the opportunity to get as much exposure as possible. And you'll be thinking, how do I get that? How do I get to the point where people are now offering me jobs through Twitter directly in front of everyone? Well, you need to get yourself out there. You need to build a personal brand around yourself. And some people say, what is personal branding? Or how do I figure out what my niche is or what I'm good at? And the easy way to figure it out is to find the one or two things that resonate with you most, or one or two things that a lot of your friends and family come to you for advice, or they want to kind of pick your brains. It can be software engineering, design, creativity, coding, or advice on how to get a YouTube channel started. Work on that, grow that. There are so many platforms you can join: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and even adopting new technologies such as Clubhouse. And start following people that have similar passions to yourself, people that you figure are like-minded like yourself, and build a community around you. Because you never know, there may come a time when you may have quit your job and you need to get a new job. All you need to do, and I've seen it with my own eyes, is people make a post on Twitter, hey guys, I've quit my job, I'm looking for another role. And you will see people flooding in with, this company, check out this individual, he's super cool, he's really good at marketing, he's really good at design. Or this company, check out this mate of mine who's really good at X, Y, and Z. And it's only because they have a like-minded community who believe in them, who have followed them because they believe in what they're doing and they resonate with their passions and their hobbies. And I'll tell you something that's interesting. If you listen to our podcast Scrubbed In, a few months ago we had an amazing doctor called Dr. Suheb, and he was keen and he kind of emphasized the power of discoverability and exposure and making sure we adopt new technology. And guess what? He now has one of the biggest clubs on Clubhouse with more than 300,000 followers. He put himself out there, he allowed himself to be discovered. And that is the power of being online. In addition to being online, there's another thing I think we should all start doing, and it's saying yes to as many opportunities as possible. And I believe when we're junior in our career, when we're still junior, figuring out what we want in life, we should say yes to as many opportunities as possible. And over time, once we realize what our true calling is, what our real passion is, then we start to narrow down and finally hone in and maybe that one or two projects that you're super passionate about. But in the beginning, especially if you're a medical student, especially if you're a graduate, just say yes to as many opportunities, because you will be surprised. You may stumble on something that you never thought you would have pursued. And how do you get these opportunities? It all comes back to the fact that you want to be online. You want to be discoverable. You want people to know that this individual loves creativity, he loves videography, he loves making documentaries. Hey, do you know what? I've got a project. I want someone that's passionate about this to work on me. And they may follow you already, or they may reach out to their contacts who may follow you. And because you've been consistent and you've been putting out all the content and showcasing and vocalizing all the stuff you love, this is how opportunities can arise. So if you imagine, the more you're out there, the more exposure you have, the more discovery you are, and the more opportunities will come your way. And you're probably thinking, what are the different ways of gaining exposure? And it doesn't need to be through YouTube or Instagram and Twitter. You can have your own blog. You can have your own newsletter. If you're a big advocate of audio and podcasts, you can even have your own room now on Clubhouse. But I think the key thing here is to get started and slowly build your online presence. Create a community around you of like-minded individuals. because I assure you, and I have a strong feeling in the next few years, a lot of jobs and a lot of value will be exchanged through these online platforms. So practical tips on creating your first online presence or becoming discoverable. Pick a platform, or if you want, pick all the platforms. A bio is a very good place to express to people straight away as soon as they land on your profile who you are, what you're about, or what you love and enjoy, what your passions are. You can now insert hyperlinks, URLs. You can have your own personal website if you want. You can talk about different projects you're working on. It can be a podcast, it can be a YouTube channel. And in that short space of time, when someone lands on your profile, you have just been discovered and you want to make the best impression. You want this individual to get a good understanding and insight as to who you are, what you love, what you're doing, what you're passionate about. And maybe if they resonate and are like-minded and believe and have the same passions or hobbies, they will follow. And you can learn from each other. And I think social media shows out. Before, if you had a difficult or struggling, reaching out to people was difficult. But now all you need to do is a single tweet or Instagram story, hey, I need help, I'm struggling with this, and you'll be surprised with the number of people that come and help you. And if they can't help you, I assure they probably do know someone that can put you in touch. And don't let perfection stop you from creating this online presence. You don't have to have the perfect tweet or the perfect caption or the perfect post or the perfect picture or the perfect video. Just get started. Just get on the platforms and have some sort of presence so people know who you are, and let things take its course, and naturally you will learn over time how to make things better, how to edit better, or how to make better and more engaging captions. But the key thing is, don't wait for perfection, just get started. And it's important when you are on these platforms, you don't just follow and sit back. Engage with your listeners, engage with your audience. When people make a tweet or they want to hear your thoughts, make sure you comment and like and engage. That's the best way for learning, and that's the best way to be discovered. You may make a tweet or a comment on someone else's and they may resonate with what you're doing, and they may come to form a bond and start following you, or vice versa. I think those are a few tips on how you can get started, but I can't emphasize strongly enough the importance of having an online presence and being discoverable. And lastly, say yes to as many opportunities in the beginning and start narrowing down once you finally realize what your true calling and passion is in life. I hope this video has been beneficial and shown you the power of being discoverable online. And if you love what me and Ams are doing, make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe. This YouTube channel is still new for us, we're still growing, so let us know what you want to hear, what you want to talk and discuss in the comments below. We've got so many amazing things coming up. And as always, make sure you tune in on a weekly basis to our weekly podcast.